Dr. Yaa Asantewaa Achangindi, founder and director of the Institute of Africology, a Pan-African resource center based in KwaZulu-Natal. I beg your pardon. Dr. Yaa, of course, we were talking about the significance of this day, but it does come as anti-immigration protests continue across the country. Just some of your response to what we've been hearing now from the March and March leaders following that high-profile meeting with the ministers in the crime prevention and security cluster. Your takeout, particularly given the fact that it does come in the context of supposedly celebrating Africa Day.
Well, thank you for that. And once again, I was busy here in the Durban City Hall. We've just finished the provincial Africa Day, where I brought all our schools that we are working in on the Know Africa project to come and listen to the premier. So I haven't been following what's been going on the outside, but I listened to the gentleman, and I think one of the things that's going through my head is, how are we going to deal with trauma as a people? Because this behavior, it also talks about the traumatic ways in which we react to each other as African people. I hear him also saying that, they have a deadline for people to be deported from an African country to another African country. And I keep on thinking, when they were sitting in Berlin, they must have envisioned this, that they would put in these very incredulous things called borders. And they knew that Africans would be so oppressed in their minds that they would enforce something that was carved out on the scramble of Africa. We, as the children that were never asked how our continent should be carved, now we are defending an illegal process called the Berlin Conference, the scramble for Africa. And that cannot make any conscious African in their minds be happy about it, no matter how we put it. The country in South Africa has very clear ways in which you become legalized. And so, as the Institute of Africology and as myself, as an advocate of Pan-Africanism, I will never ever call an African an illegal foreigner. I think people who are coming into the country under illegal pretext, who are doing illegal activities, whoever they are, South Africans or others, they're criminals. And so it was right for the justice system to say, this is a criminal issue. We cannot have in this country where someone goes up to somebody and says, you don't have the right document, It cannot be. That is not what was envisioned. And now the masses have taken it on, where citizens are going to Africans and saying, Hamba, because you don't have the documents. One of the things that's missing in all of this is that we have not seen a workshop with Home Affairs and this March on March explaining to the masses what is a legal document for Africans who are non-South African. What is the permit? Let's educate our people, because all they have done is work on their emotions. All they know that they're doing at the back of this is getting people worked up, getting the communities worked up without the knowledge. And if we had done some of that, then we could really say that, yes, March and March was not after African who are now residing in South Africa. Yeah. And those are the gaps. So I don't know how they can control miseducation and misinformation when they have not done the part of informing what is a legal person, who is a legal person coming to South Africa, and what does it look like? What is the passport of a refugee? What is the paper of an asylum seeker? What is the permit? Because now it's everyone. I saw it here in Durban. Even those who were legal were being told to go. And they have to answer to the consequences of that, because there must be consequences from the government of South Africa for people who are going after other Africans who are legal in South Africa.
Yeah, Dr. Yaa, I think you've raised a number of key issues, and one of them is definitely introspection and government needing to do more in terms of that education drive. But that's all the time we have, unfortunately. But thank you so much for your time, of course, reflecting on these anti-immigration protests, also at a time when we are marking Africa Day today.